Have you ever wondered how CEOs manage the massive amounts of documentation their companies produce? It's a question that perhaps many of us might not have considered, but it's a critical aspect of any business operation. Imagine the vast sea of data, reports, memos, and records that a company produces daily. Each of these documents holds value, contains insights, and tells a story about the business's health and direction. But managing this ocean of information is no small feat, and it's often a conundrum that leaves even the brightest minds scratching their heads. Let's take a journey into this complex world of business documentation, and let's do it through the eyes of a hypothetical CEO. We'll call him John. John leads a thriving company bustling with ideas and innovation. But as with any business, John's company generates a mountain of paperwork. It's a necessary part of the operation, but it's also a cumbersome one. Each document needs to be stored, organized, and easily retrievable. It's a Herculean task that requires an efficient system and a keen understanding of how information flows within an organization. The challenge for John, and indeed for any CEO, is not just about managing the physicality of the paperwork. It's about understanding the essence of each document, the story it tells, and how it fits into the bigger picture. It's about making sense of the data, extracting the value, and using it to drive decisions and strategy. But sometimes, even for John, the sheer volume of documentation can feel overwhelming. It's like trying to drink from a fire hose where the constant flow of information threatens to drown him. It's a struggle that resonates with many leaders, and it's a problem that needs a solution. As we embark on this journey with John, we will uncover the hidden intricacies of documentation management. We'll delve into the world of paperwork and data, and we'll discover the strategies and systems that can turn this daunting task into a manageable, even enjoyable, part of running a business. So, stay tuned as we unravel the conundrum of documentation. John started out like any other CEO, unaware of the impending documentation chaos. Fresh-faced and eager, he believed that documentation was a simple task of jotting down decisions, ideas, and plans. He naively thought that a few bullet points on a whiteboard or a quick email would suffice. But as the business grew, so did the complexity of its operations. The sheer number of decisions, ideas, and plans multiplied. They became more nuanced, interconnected, and quite frankly, vital to the company's success. Suddenly, the whiteboard was a mess of scribbles and the inbox was overflowing with unread emails. John noticed that important details were getting lost in the shuffle. He felt like he was surrounded by chaos and he couldn't find a way to organize it. He saw that the team was struggling to keep up, and he felt the weight of the responsibility. John soon realized that managing documentation wasn't as straightforward as he had assumed. A crucial contract mishap was the wake-up call John needed. A simple, seemingly insignificant oversight had led to a catastrophe that shook the very foundations of his enterprise. It was a typical Tuesday when John, the CEO of a thriving company, found himself entangled in a web of confusion and miscommunication. The problem? A missing piece of documentation, a crucial contract that had been carelessly misplaced, leading to a cascade of issues. This wasn't just a file that got lost in the shuffle. It was the linchpin holding together a multi-million-dollar deal, the kind of deal that could make or break a business. John was left sifting through piles of paperwork, his heart pounding and his mind racing. Hours turned into days as he searched for the elusive document. His team joined the hunt, but it was like finding a needle in a haystack that was growing larger by the minute. The consequences were severe. Not only was the deal in jeopardy, but the trust of his partners was on the line. John had always prided himself on his company's reputation for reliability and integrity, but this incident had cast a long shadow over that image. It wasn't just the financial implications that kept him awake at night. It was the realization that his lack of proper documentation management had led to this predicament. His company's success had been built on meticulous planning and execution, but somewhere along the line, he had let this critical aspect slip through the cracks. The mishap was a stark reminder of the importance of thorough documentation. It was a wake-up call, one that resonated loudly and clearly. It underscored the fact that in business every detail matters, each document holds value, and a seemingly minor oversight can lead to a major fallout. John was determined to turn things around, but he didn't know where to start. The incident had left him with a profound sense of urgency. He realized that he needed to overhaul his company's documentation process, but the path forward was unclear. The question that loomed large in his mind was, how do I ensure that this never happens again? Little did he know, the answer was closer than he thought. John began his journey of transformation by seeking expert help. This was the first step in a series of actions that would reshape the way he and his company approached documentation. John knew that to make a significant change, he needed to learn from the best. So he reached out to industry leaders, professionals who had successfully implemented effective documentation systems. He attended seminars, engaged in one-on-one consultations, and even enrolled in an online course to broaden his understanding of the matter. He was introduced to a new world of efficient processes, cutting-edge technologies, and innovative strategies. These were tools that could help him tackle the documentation conundrum that had been plaguing his company. One key takeaway from his learning journey was the importance of technology in documentation. He discovered that there were software and tools designed to streamline the process, making it more efficient and less time-consuming. These technologies not only made it easier to document procedures, they also made information more accessible to everyone in the company. John was particularly intrigued by the power of cloud-based systems. These systems allowed for real-time updates, meaning everyone in the company would have access to the latest information at all times. This was a game changer. It meant less confusion, fewer mistakes, and a more cohesive team. In addition to technology, John also recognized the importance of professional advice. He hired a consultant, an expert in corporate documentation, to guide his company through the transformation. This expert provided insights into best practices, helped identify potential pitfalls, and offered solutions tailored to the unique needs of John's company. The consultant also stressed the importance of a cultural shift within the company. For the transformation to be successful, everyone needed to understand the value of good documentation and be committed to maintaining it. John took these insights to heart. He started implementing the tools and strategies he had learned, and slowly, he began to see changes. The once daunting task of documentation became manageable. The company's operations were smoother, and the team was more aligned than ever. John was starting to see the light at the end of the tunnel. His journey of transformation was well underway, and he was excited to see where it would lead. After months of hard work, John began reaping the fruits of effective documentation. Imagine a tree, once barren, now laden with lush, ripe fruits. That is the transformation John's company underwent, a metamorphosis brought about by the power of effective documentation. With an efficient system in place, John's company saw a significant rise in productivity. Documentation, often seen as a tedious task, became a streamlined process. The company no longer had to grapple with misplaced files or forgotten information. Everything was meticulously recorded, easily accessible, and readily available. The time saved was channeled into achieving the company's goals, propelling it forward at an unprecedented speed. But the benefits were not just confined to efficiency. Effective documentation also played a pivotal role in ensuring legality. Every decision, every action was accounted for, leaving no room for ambiguity or misunderstandings. This transparency fostered trust within the team, with stakeholders, and with regulators. It was a shield protecting the company from potential legal disputes, a safety net that every business leader should consider. However, the most remarkable transformation was seen in the realm of communication. Documentation served as a bridge, connecting different departments, facilitating a seamless flow of information. It was as if the walls between teams had been torn down, replaced by a wide, open field where ideas could freely roam and blossom. The company began to operate as a well-oiled machine, each cog working in harmony with the rest. John's company was no longer a collection of individuals working in silos. It had become a united entity, a testament to the power of effective documentation. In the end, what seemed like an insurmountable task became a stepping stone to success. A seemingly mundane process became a catalyst for growth. John's journey was a testament to the fact that even seemingly small changes can bring about significant results. It was a testament to the power of resilience, a testament to the power of effective documentation. John's journey shows us that with the right strategies, even the most daunting challenges can be overcome. John's story is a testament to the fact that managing documentation is not a burden, but a necessity. Let's recall the key points we've discussed. Documentation management, often overlooked, is a critical aspect of a CEO's role. It streamlines business processes, aids in decision-making, and fosters a culture of transparency. It's not just about making notes and filing reports, it's about creating a robust knowledge system that gives you an edge over the competition. John's journey from being surrounded by the chaos of disorganized paperwork to a place of clarity and efficiency is a compelling example. His wake-up call led to transformation, and the result was a more effective, more profitable business. So, whether you're a CEO or an aspiring leader, take this lesson to heart. Good documentation management isn't just about ticking a box, it's about empowering your business to be the best it can be. Remember, as a CEO, the way you manage documentation can make or break your business.